Hi, welcome to our show. We have something really exciting planned for you today. We're going to be talking about my all-time favorite book, and I can't wait to share it with you. Let's go. Now, you may have noticed earlier that I said our show. You see, the thing is...
What do you mean you won't drive me to the mall anymore?
Whoa. Calm down, Polly. What's going on?
Well, Tony...
It's not that I won't, Polly. It's just that I can't. You don't understand.
Hey. Come on. Let's just calm down for a minute. Can somebody just explain to me what's going on?
It's real simple, Alex. Tony promised me he was going to drive me to the mall so I could make it before all the going out of business sales. But now he says he won't do it, just out of nowhere. Now those businesses are going out and I don't even get anything for free. This is just a senseless tragedy and it's all his fault.
Tony, is all this true?
Well, yeah. But Polly won't let me explain why I can't do it.
And why is that?
Well, because I'm afraid to drive. My family got into a car accident when I was little, and my sister got hurt. Not too badly, but it still stuck with me because I was a little kid. But ever since, I've had trouble being in cars, especially driving.
Oh, come on. That was years and years ago. Shouldn't you be over all of that by now?
Now hold on, Polly. Things aren't always that easy. Just because something happened a long time ago doesn't mean it just goes away. Trauma has a way of sticking in your mind.
What do you mean? Bad things happen, then they go away. That's it.
Hey, I think I know how to take care of this.
So the book that I wanted to talk about this week is called Slaughterhouse 5, and it was written by a man named Kurt Vonnegut Jr. The story is all about how sometimes the traumatic and hurtful experiences we have in our life can stay with us for a long time after they happen. The story of the book follows a man named Billy Pilgrim, starting with his experiences in World War II and ending with his death. The interesting thing about the story is the fact that it's told non-linearly, which means that we jump back and forth in time, mostly from World War II to random other points during his life. What we as the audience are meant to understand is that this is him remembering points in World War II at different points during his life. They're flashbacks that he's having that are so vivid it feels like he's experiencing them again. What he understands, though, is that this is him time traveling because his perception has been so warped by the traumatic experiences that he's having trouble coping with the way the world actually works. And we see this later on with the fact that his experiences become a lot more fantastic, shall we say.
Okay, but this is just a story. How do you know it's not just exaggerating?
That's a really good question, Polly. You see, the guy who wrote the book, Kurt Vonnegut, actually lived through the exact same experiences of World War II. The book as he wrote it is sort of a way of showing the reader what it feels like to live in the head of someone with these issues. This style of art, where you try to portray your personal perspective, is what we call expressionistic.
I understand what you mean. How sometimes when you remember something really bad, and it feels like you're back there in the moment.
Okay, I think I'm starting to understand. Tony, is this why you can't drive me to the mall? Because being in the car is making you feel like you're back in that accident?
Kind of. I don't think that it's as bad as what's happening in the book, but it does just make it a little hard to do certain things sometimes.
Thank you for sharing that, Tony. Being honest about this kind of issue is the best way to help you work through it. That's why Mr. Vonnegut wrote the book in the first place. You can see in his writing style that being blatant and honest is his main goal. Let me read you my favorite passage from the book. Listen. On the 10th night, the peg was pulled out of the hasp on Billy's boxcar door and the door was opened. Billy Pilgrim was lying at an angle on the corner brace, self-crucified, holding himself there with a blue and ivory claw hooked over the sill of the ventilator. Billy coughed when the door was opened, and when he coughed, he pooped his pants. This was in accordance with the third law of motion according to Sir Isaac Newton. This law tells us that for every action, there's a reaction which is equal and opposite in direction. This can be useful in rocketry. You can see, right down to the way he starts with listen, that he's talking right to us, the reader. When it comes to talking about mental health, the only way to go about it is being totally honest. Otherwise, it's going to be hard for others to understand what you're going through and even harder to help.
But sometimes it's hard to talk to people about things like this. It can be sad or or even scary.
And what if he does talk about it and I don't know how to help him?
We all just have to remember that the best way to help is to just be there and give your support. Just show that you're thinking of them by working around their issues.
Hey, I have an idea. If we start walking now, I bet we could make it to one of those stores.
Are you sure you're okay walking that far?
Of course. If it makes it so you can come too, I'll do whatever.
Thanks, Polly.
Well, there we go. Everything has a way of working itself out in the end. But remember, sometimes you might be Polly, sometimes you might be Tony, but we always have to be thinking of the ways that we can take care of the ones that we care about. Now, I think it's about time for me to head out, but I'm glad that I got to see you today, and I can't wait to see you again.